Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to talk about a game which came onto my radar thanks to one of my viewers sending me the link of the game's Steam app page. So the game's name is Star Crusader or Star Crusade. It went on to open beta on the 15th of December. So just like 15 days ago it went on to open beta. It seems that the developers are Russian, since they give a lot of updates on the Steam page in Russian. So one can only assume that they are Russians. That's just a point of interest for your own reference. So I went to the Steam page for this game, I checked out the screenshots while downloading the game, and I immediately saw quite a lot of, let's just call it similarities between this game's interface and Hearthstone's interface. In fact, I just could see from the screenshots that are on Steam that at the bottom right there is something that looks exactly like mana crystals. There's 10 of them. At the very left there's an event log, and the cards on the battlefield are presented pretty much exactly the same as they are in Hearthstone. So that certainly immediately piqued my interest. I remember looking at the screenshots and thinking that this pretty much looks like Hearthstone in space. It looks like if Blizzard were to do a reskin or a re-theme for Hearthstone with a kind of a space theme, then this game, Star Crusade, is pretty much exactly how I would imagine Hearthstone in space looking. So once the game finished downloading, I started playing the game, and after a short tutorial, which I really didn't even have to go through, I only did it because they gave me a free pack of cards with it, I immediately started crushing on the ladder, because exactly the same as in Hearthstone, this game has a casual game mode, and then they also have a ranked game mode, and this game is so much similar in gameplay and in cards that I immediately started crushing, even though I was just playing the game for like 5 minutes already. This game has a shitload of similarities with Hearthstone, and I'm going to give you a rundown of them, and at the very end I'm going to hit you with the whopper, which I'm sure will get all of the Hearthstone fanboys up in arms. So at the very front page, as soon as you start up the game, you get presented by 3 quests, and that is of course exactly the same as Hearthstone. There is a little square on the quest, and if you click on that square you then re-roll your quest. So if you don't like a quest, you can re-roll that quest, and of course that is exactly the same as with Hearthstone. You get a raid mode, which is exactly the same as the arena mode in Hearthstone. You can either pay with real money to do the arena run, or you can just pay 100 gold. The store is also exactly the same. You can buy a single pack for 100 gold, or you can buy more packs with real money. And in each and every pack you also get 1 guaranteed rare, exactly the same as in Hearthstone. At the bottom left there is a little icon that you can click on, and that will show you your friends list, complete with the option to either challenge your friend, spectate your friend, or whisper your friend. And just to the bottom there is also displayed the previous opponent that you played against, and you can add them to friend also. If you go into the settings menu, there is a slider for the sound, the music. You can change it full screen, you can change your resolution, and if you go to customize, you can also change your card back. So that is also exactly the same as with Hearthstone. Once we get into the deck building screen, you will see that it is also exactly the same as with Hearthstone. There is a selection of cards, 2 rows to be exactly the same as with Hearthstone. You can page from left to right to view the different cards and the different factions. If you page far to the left, then it will automatically kick over to the next class. Just like in Hearthstone, where you can page from Hunter to Rogue to Mage, etc. The game currently features 6 playable heroes and a neutral card race, exactly the same as with Hearthstone. And you can be assured that eventually they will add more heroes. And I wouldn't be surprised if they add just 3 more heroes in order to get 9 heroes and a neutral race, exactly the same as with Hearthstone. And you build your deck using either spell cards or monster cards. You also get common cards, rare cards, epic cards, and legendary cards, exactly the same as with Hearthstone. And you can only have 2 copies of any of the cards except with legendaries, because with legendaries you can only have 1 copy of each. And the game also has a disenchanting mode, whereby if you have more than 2 copies of any one card, then you just go into the disenchanting mode and you then click on melt all redundant. That will immediately disenchant all of the cards that you have 3 or more copies of. And you can then use that dust in order to craft new cards. Exactly the same as with Hearthstone. The game also features Death Rattle, which they call Revenge, Heal, which they call Restore, Secrets, which they call a Cipher, Stealth, which they call Cloak, Taunt, which they call Screen, Spell Power, which they call Firepower, Divine Shield, which they call Shield, Battle Cry, which they call Activate, and Summon, which they call Deploy. The game also has exactly the same hero powers as what you find in Hearthstone. This guy's hero ability is deal 1 damage, so that is exactly the same as the mage's hero power. And by the way, the hero powers also cost 2 mana to activate, and you can only use your hero power once every round. This guy has the priest hero power, which restores 2 HP. And this guy has the paladin hero power, which summons a 1/1 recruit. The game modes are also exactly the same. You get a casual game mode, you get a ranked game mode, and a practice mode to play against bots. Once we actually get into the gameplay, the similarities become even more blatant. In the preparation phase of the game, you get presented with 4 cards if you're going first, and 5 cards if you're going second. So you get an additional card and a coin if you are going second. And you can click on these cards at the beginning in order to redraw them, which is of course known as the mulligan stage in Hearthstone. From here on out, everything works exactly the same as in Hearthstone again. You get 1 mana each and every turn, so as soon as you end your turn, your opponent gets 1 mana and it is his turn to play. When he ends his turn, it is your turn to play and you gain 1 additional mana. Oh, and this card is actually quite fun. You can see the image is a Worgen kind of a beast, and this is actually a 3-cost mana card that has 3 attack and 3 HP, and it has Assault, which means that it can attack twice. Does this card remind you of any card in Hearthstone? Yeah, that's right, this card is Raging Worgen, an exact copy of a card from Hearthstone. And believe me, there are many more cards that are exact copies of cards from Hearthstone. Other than that, you can see at the right side of your hero there is the hero power, which, like I said, you can only use that once per turn, and it costs 2 mana, exactly like in Hearthstone. and just to the left of your hero there is a place to equip a weapon. And yes, weapons work exactly the same as in Hearthstone, whereby they have attack and durability, and as soon as you attack once with them they lose 1 durability. And then to the far left you can see there is the event log, exactly the same as with Hearthstone. It shows a log of events that has happened, which basically shows which card attacked which and how much damage was taken. And last but not least, the game also features a emote system. You can right click on your hero and then you get presented with a bunch of emotes. Greetings from Hearthstone is greetings in this game, well played is well played in this game also, thanks from Hearthstone is gratefulness, sorry is sorrow, oops is my mistake, and threaten is warning. And once you actually win the game, guess what? Your opponent's hero actually explodes, exactly the same as in Hearthstone. And after the game, your hero gains levels, and every second level you gain a card, exactly the same as in Hearthstone. Now, I'm pretty sure by now you guys are pretty tired of me constantly saying exactly like in Hearthstone, but I'm just going to say it once more, and I'm going to show you probably the most damning evidence that I have that this game has copied Hearthstone. Of course, as some of you might know, I am a data miner and I enjoy ripping games apart. So after I played a few hours of the game, I thought to myself, well, is it possible that there are some similarities that aren't just skin deep, that aren't just on the face of the game? So I ripped the game files apart. When I go into the game files that I have extracted, you will see all of the Unity assets. Now, if you know how the Unity assets work and if you are familiar with them, you will immediately notice them as Unity assets. It basically is a catalog of all of the stuff that happens in the game, like the little animations and all of that. Because of course, exactly the same as with Hearthstone, this game is also Unity based. It is a Unity game, the same as Hearthstone. So here are all of the art assets and it is all pretty normal looking. But as I was going through the game files, I saw something which absolutely shocked me. Down by the bottom, through all of these 1200 files, I found this. Texture a new card. Now remember, these are the game files of Star Crusade. These aren't the Hearthstone game files. So when we open this, what do we see? A few of the, how can I say, overlays of Star Crusade, and then the pirate card back from Hearthstone. Now, this is quite damning, because I'm pretty sure that in the terms of service for Hearthstone, it clearly states that you are not allowed to copy, reproduce or use game files without the permission of Blizzard. And I highly doubt that this game from a Russian indie developer has gotten permission from a giant like Blizzard. So if we go to the Hearthstone files that I have extracted on my PC, we will actually be able to see that indeed it is the files from Hearthstone. Let me just find it here quickly. Card backs. This is where all of the card backs in the game is stored. And if we go down, let's have a look here. This is all of the Unity assets for Hearthstone. And here we go. We find exactly the same image as what is used in Star Crusade. So this is probably the biggest damning evidence. I'm pretty sure that this game does not have permission from Blizzard to use their assets. I haven't yet gone through all of the other files because, like I said, there's 2,000 of them only in this one folder, and I haven't gone through the entire game's game files yet. But you can be certain that if I found this, that there will be more of these hidden files in between the game files from Hearthstone. So I hope that someone from Blizzard is watching this. If they are not, then I guess I should probably contact Ben Brode on Twitter and just ask him if they have permission. If they don't, which I expect they won't have, then I'll just provide him with the extracted game files so that he and his team can have a look at it. So yeah guys, those are certainly a crapload of similarities, blatant copies, and borderline copy infringement for you in this game directly from Hearthstone. Thanks a lot for watching guys. I hope that at least you found this video informative. Please stay away from Star Crusade, it's really not such a good game. Rather stick to Hearthstone. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Ah, Hero, we were just talking about you.
This burden falls to you. Join me. We don't have much time.
Thank you. It's the least you can do to support this. The Alliance needs heroes like you more than ever.
I thank you.